You ever wonder if, deep down, we're all kind of on the same page? That if you stripped away all the noise, the different languages, the cultures, the borders, you'd find these core truths that connect every single one of us? Well, today, we're going to look at what happened when an AI was asked to find exactly that, our hidden common ground.
I mean, just imagine this for a second. What if a farmer in Kenya, a teenager in Brazil, a tech CEO in Silicon Valley, and a shopkeeper in Bangkok? What if they all shared the exact same secret worries, the same quiet hopes, and the same daily struggles? It sounds pretty much impossible, right? I mean, our world feels more divided than ever.
Well, that's the big question that someone decided to put to the test. They basically handed over this massive puzzle to an artificial intelligence and said, go find our common ground. The AI's job was to analyze our raw, unfiltered public thoughts.
And listen, we are not talking about a small sample size here. The AI sifted through 100,000 public comments from places like YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, you name it. It was pulling data from pretty much every corner of the globe. So what was the goal here? This whole thing wasn't about politics or who's right or wrong about current events. No, it was about something way deeper. It was about us. The AI was programmed to ignore all that stuff and just look for the universal patterns in how we feel, what we're scared of, and what we secretly dream about. And the first major theme the AI uncovered, well, it's a heavy one. It's all about the burdens that we all seem to be carrying around, no matter where we live or who we are. Let's get into the struggles that actually connect us. So, across more than 40 countries and all those thousands of comments, the single most dominant feeling that the AI detected was exhaustion. That's it. That's the number one emotion humanity seems to share. And what's really wild is how consistent the language was. The AI kept finding these same 4 ideas, just translated into different languages. Whether someone was commenting from Germany or Nigeria, the feeling was the same. The world is just collectively drained.
But it's not just being tired. The AI found another, and honestly, a more surprising shared struggle. It's this quiet, nagging feeling that we're constantly falling behind in the race of life. And this right here, this pretty much sums up the internal monologue for so many of us, doesn't it? From students in Indonesia to professionals in Canada, this feeling of not being where you're supposed to be is a global epidemic. It seems like almost nobody feels like they're on track. So then, what are we all afraid of? Well, the AI saw spikes in fear around things like the economy, jobs, the climate, all the usual suspects. But when it dug deeper, the root fear wasn't any one of those things. The number one global fear is uncertainty itself. The simple, primal fear of just not knowing what's coming next. Okay, so that covers our shared burdens. But what about our hopes? What are the dreams that get us out of bed in the morning? What the AI found here might actually surprise you. We're always told that people want money, they want fame, they want power, but the AI's analysis of what we actually say paints a totally different picture. The thing we seem to want most, it isn't power, it's peace, a quiet life, stability, just a little calmness. And just look at this data. This is absolutely incredible. The desire for peace was so strong that it showed up in the top 5 most common desires on every single continent. It is the one thing that everybody everywhere is truly hoping for. The AI also found something a lot more personal, more intimate. It's a desire we don't really say out loud very often, but it's a huge driving force for all of us. The simple need to feel valued for what we do. This quote, or versions just like it, appeared thousands of times. Things like, I just wish someone would notice how hard I'm trying, or I just want to be seen. It's this universal human cry to feel like we matter, to have our efforts acknowledged by anyone, our boss, our family, even strangers online. And when we dream of that better life, who's it for? The AI found a really powerful pattern here. The dream is almost never just for ourselves. People want to get ahead, not to buy fancy stuff, but to give their parents, their partners, and their kids a life with more comfort and security. Okay, so we've looked at our shared struggles and our shared hopes. Now let's jump into the last set of findings. These are the other surprising, hidden truths that connect all of us on a really deep human level. The AI found that nostalgia is one of the most powerful emotional forces online, across every culture. We all miss stuff from our past. But here's the really profound part. The analysis showed that people don't just miss their childhood, they miss the person they used to be back then. Now, on a much lighter note, the AI found one truly beautiful unifier: laughter. It turns out that memes, jokes, sarcastic comments, they get the highest engagement rates in the world, crossing every single language and cultural barrier. It just proves that no matter what else is going on, humanity just loves a good laugh.
And this brings us to a final and honestly a pretty heartbreaking truth. The AI classified tens of thousands of comments as masked suffering. It's this universal thing we do where we say we're fine when we're anything but. We hide our pain, our loneliness, our stress, and it's this silent burden we all seem to share. So, after analyzing 100,000 thoughts from every corner of the planet, what is the grand takeaway? Well, it's a simple but really powerful message that I think is so easy to forget in our day-to-day lives.
When you strip it all away, the borders, the politics, the labels, an AI looking at all of us finds something kind of beautiful. We feel the same exhaustion. We worry about the same future. We dream of the same peace. We love the same people in our lives. And we hurt from the same hidden struggles. The world can feel so incredibly divided, but the data shows that just beneath the surface, we are all shockingly, profoundly connected. And it really just leaves us with one final thought. If a machine can see our shared humanity so clearly, why is it so hard for us to see it in each other?